Hello everyone, I would like to speak today about a very important test that we do that I find is helping so many people, and this is called food sensitivity testing. So let me describe a little bit about food allergies versus food sensitivities. A food allergy, a person really knows right away that they're allergic to a food, their throat starts closing up, they might get hives and swelling. So that is a food allergy, and you can test for that. That's called IgE, and most of the labs out there test for those immediate food reactions. But what's important is what's called delayed food sensitivities, and this is whether 72 hours later that a person is having certain symptoms that are a little bit more vague. In other words, they might have some dermatitis, some eczema, they might have some itching, they might have some bloating, some cramping, they also might have some congestion, stuffy nose. These are very subtle symptoms, but they are caused by food that is causing inflammation. And how does food cause inflammation? Well, there are times when the proteins in foods mimics some of the die-off from our own natural bacteria, and the body sees it as very similar and starts looking at these proteins in foods as the enemy and starts making an antibody response. So there are labs that test for this delayed food sensitivity, and that's using IgG testing. But what I like to use, and what's very effective, because what we were finding is too many false positives, meaning that many people were coming away with these long lists of foods that they're allergic to or sensitive to. And what's now really amazing is the new era of lab testing with food sensitivity, where they don't just use antibodies, but they're using markers of inflammation. So whether the food is causing an antibody response, what's important is the food causing inflammation. So now you won't get a list of foods that is causing an antibody response, but you're actually going to get a list of foods that's causing inflammation. That list might be smaller because not every food that you have antibody response, you're going to have inflammation. So for example, this is a report, and this is a sample report, so we're not talking about a specific patient, but what you'll do is get a level of reaction, whether it's +4 in the red, +3 in the orange, or +2 in the yellow. Different levels of inflammation. In this case, they had a high level in the red of wheat gluten and peach. This person could be eating peaches and not knowing that they're actually having inflammation. Maybe 72 hours later, they were getting symptoms of a runny nose, maybe like cramping or bloating, gas. Some research shows that IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, can be caused by these food sensitivities. Many people, when they do this test and they remove these highly reactive foods, they find that they're feeling better, their energy level is better, they're losing weight, but some of these subtle symptoms like itching, eczema, disappear. And over time, the gut heals, and you could try to reintroduce these foods one by one. So you get a printout of over 132 foods, additives, seasonings, colorings, herbs, spices, and you'll see the red is the highly reactive, orange a little less, yellow even less. You would like to remove the reds, orange, and yellows. And once a person does that, they're finding that they have less inflammation in the body. It's a very important test, and I highly recommend it. Have a great, healthy day.